the bedrock of our very existence in a society that seeks to make youth the center of its developmental agenda and also as a driving force to changing the status quo. Let me take you on a journey of an interesting scenario of how the shift of focus from the very youth who are the future of tomorrow.
Hello, lovely brothers. Welcome to an exciting episode of our high school social talking live on the favorite channel, Kweygeyhey and on Jerry 99.9 FM. Today's episode is to project the menace that child trafficking is putting on our youth legacy. To help me digest this very captivating topic, my guest, Ms. Minaya, who is a social activist and an educational consultant, particularly with the Youth Empowerment Agency of Ghana. Hello, Ms. Minaya. Thanks for having me. So, what is child trafficking to the lay person? Thank you for the question. Child trafficking is the action or practice of illegally procuring and looking for children, typically for the purpose of worship by or sexual exploitation. Great. So what does the law see you down to? It is a serious crime and a severe violation of human rights. According to Human Rights Act 2005, Section 1, where children are trafficked, the consent of the child, parent or guardian cannot be used as a prosecution. Wow, that was an insight. Moving on, what are some of the risk causes of child trafficking in our society today? Despite the efforts of the major international agencies, including the SANCA, there are a number of causes ranging from irresponsible parenting, poverty, personal spending, lack of education, and ignorance among many others. Let's take a look at SANCA, who
Takes us on a scenario of how her journey had been due to this menace called trafficking. Franca, growing in her village of Astonville, had never tasted school life, but always watched on as students go and clothes from school in their respective uniforms every day. She relished this feeling of also being in a class with her peers one day, but it never materialized as her parents, though not financially sound, never paid attention, nor made any efforts towards seeing her in school. She had somehow given up her dreams of tasting school life and her future aspirations. It has been work on the farm, at home, and as her neighbors to help raise farm produce, which they planted on their family farm. Her life had been barely hand to mouth, kind of.
quite interesting but sad at the same time. Yes, I'm learning to a supposed improvement to the her aunt who used to the city visited.
Her aunt, Auntie Araba, came all the way from the city to spark hope, optimism, and a striking happiness in her. She gave all the assurances. At last, Franca would be enrolled in the school with her children once they get to the city. Indeed, Franca could not quantify her joy, as her dream is about seeing the lights. They arrived in the city with Franca, almost caught up with the serenity and beauty she had never seen in her life. As she gobbled her way among the cars, jumping from the horning of cars. They finally get to the house, where she is shown her room and her job described. She begins to wonder. Only her chores have been described. What happens to when she is enrolled in the school? That's the twist in the turn of events. It was a camouflage to get her trafficked out of the comfort of her mother's bosom in the village. Meanwhile, her aunt's children went about their school life as usual, with her behind at home to take care of the chores and the other duties. She began to cry even deep down in her heart as she felt betrayed, disappointed, and deceived. It was a Tuesday.
Interesting revelation. So what happens from there? Her case was when her aunt doubled the funding.
And as usual, she needed to clean and mop the entire house, as the aunt's children are all gone to school, leaving the husband preparing to go to bed. She started her work as she had given up on her dreams. Sudden ambition she could reach her mother in the village, so she could relate her story to her. Her aunt's husband came in disguise of comforting her.
Don't cry. Sorry, okay?
But before she could say Jack, he had started to touch her seductively. So she was around and began to pull off
Don't
him.
even tell that now. Don't let them know.
Uncle, please. I've not done that before. Please, I'm a virgin. Please, Uncle, please, stop it, please.
Come on, say open your mouth again. You see, open your leg.
If you so you do you know I'm the voice I'll take you so much
He must contain the fear that could take and he won't hear fears.
If you don't open your mouth about this, I'll tell you what, consider yourself dead.
After some weeks, she was called by her aunt to perform a task, as usual. But from her aunt's observation, she realized Franca would be pale, sick, and weak. As Franca zoomed forward towards her aunt, she began to vomit, and the aunt was alarmed and quickly carried a test on her, which indicated she was pregnant. The aunt never hesitated in throwing her out of the house to the streets without any hearing from her. She saw
This is indeed a complex predicament one has to endure as a result of this cancer. I get teary inside Franca's tissue comes to mind. What happens to the boy that was a scary she was home for 1 month together, seeking for shelter, and had to dwell with the street girl who told that she was a survivor. One day.
heavily pregnant, a private car veered into her. And the next thing she saw was herself in the hospital, where she needed to be operated on. In order to save her life, because the baby had died inside her due to the accident, the mother locked her down, took her in after he had heard her story, and decided to help her to pursue her dreams. This trust
This is what makes it scary to the future. Imagine the majority of the youth on the streets who are homeless and abandoned due to no thought of their way to this year. If not sane, the county shall in no time use driving one of the youth instead of the expense of the township.
her aunt and her husband attempted attacking her once again when she appeared in justice by recovering and walking on her affected leg. It's all broke by a couple school now. The couple decided to pounce on her, so they charged towards her. They heard a loud noise. The police appeared, the couple ran towards the other gate. There stand the girl's mother, sobbing and angry. They are arrested and taken to court and judged accordingly.
I can never fail, I can never lose. That's the only life I know.
He was enrolled in a fashion designing school, and after some years, though affected physically in her leg due to the accident, she is one of the very esteemed fashion designers in the country.
Well, cherish you as a listener. It has been nice educating everybody in so far as that is fashion. However, our time is up, so we need to pivot to the evening news of others.